Shalom, peace and blessings. It's your man Prince Moshe, your host with the most. Like, share, and subscribe. So look, you gotta understand this, ladies, that if you hold your virtue, you know, a man would appreciate you more than, someone who is promiscuous. Um, understand, like, your value is in your body. You see what I'm saying? So you're born with value, is what they say, right? And a man creates value, right? So you got to understand that, when you're lacking self-discipline and, you're not able to, you know, abstain from, I don't want to say sexual immorality because that's not what it is, but, abstain from, they say it's fornication, but it's not fornication to me. Um, but when you're not able to abstain from having relationships with men, who are not, gonna be serious and not gonna be, you know, uh, in your life and things of that nature, you know what I mean? Because, you know, um, we have been, we have been corrupted, you know what I mean? So, through the TV and the music. You see what I'm saying? So now, it's cool to be a prostitute. You know what I'm saying? When you go on the internet and you go on to these social sites, you see women, you know, um, taking pictures in their panties, you know what I'm saying, with their little stuff hanging all out. And you know what I'm saying? To me, they begging for attention. And as a man, when I see it, I'm like, if I was to even take that on, you know what I'm saying, it would just be a, a hit it and quit it thing, a come and go. You feel me? You see what I'm saying? So, and the reason why I'm saying all of this because there's a method to the madness. You see what I'm saying? And the method to the madness is this: is that when you're having relationships with different men and you're not practicing discipline. You see what I'm saying? And this go for men too. This is not just for women. This go for men too. And it's hard to do that with everything that we see today. You know what I'm saying? From the TV to the music to the internet. You know what I'm saying? All you see is smack, 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 smacks because smack sells. You see what I'm saying? Who wants to see a woman in modest attire? You see what I'm saying? No one wants to see that. You know what I'm saying? We wanna see what's up under the attire. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, I'm saying that to say this long story long, not short. You feel me? Uh, because y'all seem to watch me, and you know what I'm saying. When y'all see me in public, y'all like to use my stuff. You know what I'm saying. But anyway, uh, you have to understand this is that when you're having relationships with different men, you know what I'm saying, men too, when you're having relationships with different women, you see what I'm saying? Because it's not supposed to be like that. I'm not saying you can't have more than one woman, you know what I'm saying, one wife, but I'm just saying, you're not just supposed to be giving your virtue to any woman. You see what I'm saying? But what I'm saying is this for the ladies, because in the beginning in Genesis, uh, God put enmity between the seed of Satan and the seed of woman. You see what I'm saying? And that's why you see Cain unalived Abel. You see what I'm saying? And that's what's happening in our generations, you know what I'm saying, when we're having children by different women or by different men. You see what I'm saying? We are creating enmity between the seeds. You see what I'm saying? Because those seeds don't get along with the other seed. You see what I'm saying? So they become contrary and they fight against each other. You see what I'm saying? So that's why you have to, um, you know, uh, guard your merchandise. You know what I'm saying? That's like in Proverbs 31, it talks about, your merchandise and how valuable it is. You see what I'm saying? How the virtuous woman, her merchandise is valuable. Go read it. You see what I'm saying? But, it's all in all I'm saying is that, we have to learn to practice uh, uh, abstinence. You see what I'm saying? Because I mean, we see what's happening in Houston. We see what's happening in Georgia. We see what's happening in a lot of these places where we're having a lot of cases of um, new cases of HIV. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these brothers now is down low. So is the sisters. You know what I'm saying? And shoot, the sisters is open. They in the open with it. But a lot of these brothers, you know what I'm saying, is down low. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of these women, and brothers, they just giving it to you, and not loving themselves and going to the hospital or going to get a checkup. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that health is good. You see what I'm saying? If you're gonna be out here being promiscuous, and you know what I'm saying, allowing somebody to know, like, hey man, I got this and this and this. Sometimes people don't even care, but I'm just saying, to let people know, that if you're gonna be promiscuous and having relations with different people, you see what I'm saying, that to let them know, what your health status is. You know what I'm saying? Like, give a person a chance to say yes or no. You see what I'm saying? And you have people out here that's not doing that, so you have to protect yourself. You see what I'm saying? So I just wanted to come on here and let you know that, you got to stop, having relationships, what is it? Relationships that ain't meaningful. You see what I'm saying? That's going nowhere, because like I said, when you're having children by different men, and you got 4 or 5 children by 4 different men, you see what I'm saying? It creates enmity between the seeds. So you'll see the brothers fighting against each other. And it's this very thing that the Messiah uh, uh, prophesied or predicted, in the scriptures, that father would be against son, mother against daughter. And we're seeing that now because, you have daughters, and this is about to cut off, but you have mothers who are trying to compete with the daughters. You see what I'm saying? So, shalom, peace, and blessings. Like, share, and subscribe.